Hey everyone, just we're here from back to a new Simpsons video, and we are back on a new re-reviewing of my favorite Simpson episodes, and I have finally gotten to the Treehouse of Horror Halloween specials. Yeah, finally. I know a lot of y'all were probably waiting, or wondering, like, am I ever gonna doing the Halloween or Treehouse of Horror specials? Because yes, there are a lot of favorites of mine of the Treehouse of Horrors. And what a better way than to start with the Treehouse of Horrors on this re-reviewing of my favorite episodes than the first ever Treehouse of Horror, right? The one that kicked it off, that kicked off on the series, the first Treehouse of Horror on the show. And again, with it being the first Treehouse of Horror, definitely a really good one I enjoyed. And a really good introduction to this Halloween special series that is still continuing in the current seasons, right, of the Treehouse of Horrors. And yeah, we start this Treehouse of Horror with Marge just giving a little disclaimer if you have sensitive kids to tuck them in bed early. And yeah, just doing disclaimers. And yeah, we see the opening, the Simpsons Halloween special, aka, of course, the Treehouse of Horror. And yeah, we see Homer just getting some candy and notice what the kids are doing up in the treehouse. And yeah, they're trying to tell some spooky stories, which Bart's got a spooky story. It's called Bad Dream House. And yeah, they're in this very cool mansion, which yeah, I guess they're renting it. And yeah, we see like stuff floating and blood on the walls as well. And this very weird vortex, which Homer throws an orange in, and it teleports and transports and throws a piece of paper out saying to stop throwing stuff into our dimension. And yeah, Bart, Maggie, and some other stuff is just floating. And of course, they're thinking that, yeah, they are going to be leaving this place. But Homer is, of course, not seeing anything wrong with this house. And thinking it's the house just settling in. And yeah, Homer gets up to the ceiling, and they're thinking, why not sleep on it? And yeah, these voices that they keep hearing are telling them that their family is against one another. And they get a butcher knife and an axe, and Maggie's head just turns around. And yeah, it looks like the family's gonna be slaughtering each other. And yeah, Marge is just making a sandwich, and she tells the family to stop it. And of course, they say there's an Indian burial ground in this place. Which of course, Homer calls the guy that gave them the house, and yeah, he said that they've mentioned it several times. And yeah, Marge tells him, yells at the house, and of course it has to think of if it wants the Simpsons to stay with it. Which of course the house just disappears, like it didn't want to stay with the Simpsons. And of course Bart sewing a severed hand, but of course finger, but no, it's just his finger with get some ketchup on it. And then we get to the other story, which is another good one. And yeah, this story starts with Homer gonna make some hamburgers on the grill, and yeah, making this big blast of fire in the air, and we see this UFO come and suck them in. And this is the first, of course, with it being the first the first Treehouse of Horror, this is also the first ever time we see Kang and Kudos, you know, the aliens that we see in the Treehouse of Horrors, from the Treehouse of Horrors. And yeah, they're offering them a feast. Which, yeah, it looks pretty good, though, all the food that they are offering them. And some of them of these different TVs and different channels and stuff. And feeding them again. And even weighing them. And Lisa's, of course, suspicious about this, which she goes into the kitchen and grabs this book saying how to cook humans, which, Of course, there's saying it's a misunderstanding because there's dust on it. And yeah, they blow the dust off of it. How to cook 4 humans. But Lisa blows it again. And then he blows it again. Yeah. And of course, they have their feelings upset. And yeah, they take the Simpsons back to their home. And yeah, they start blaming Lisa. The family just starts blaming Lisa. And yeah, Bart is just choking himself and trying to get Lisa's attention, but she's just reading this book. And yeah, this is where the last story of this special, The Raven, comes into play. Which, yeah, we see Homer just sleeping and hearing some noises at the door and seeing this picture of Marge and getting scared by these curtains and opening the door. And we just see this long hallway. And this Raven comes in, that is Bart, and just saying one sentence. And we see Maggie and Lisa just floating with this little bell looking thing. And yeah, Homer's just trying to get the Raven to get out and starts chasing it, which, yeah, it's just quite an interesting story, I could just say. And yeah, even Homer is terrified. Homer is just terrified when we see Maggie, Lisa, and Bart fast asleep, and Homer is telling Marge no, to not turn off the light. And of course, Marge is saying that she is not sleeping with the lights on. And Homer is like, oh, I hate Halloween. But again, a really good start to the Treehouse of Horror specials. Halloween specials. But yeah, again, it is about time that I finally gotten one of the Treehouse of Horrors on my re-reviewing my favorite Simpson episodes. Like, it is about time. I definitely been wanting to put the Treehouse of Horrors on here for sure, but just haven't gotten to it until now. Yeah, I'd like to know what y'all think. Catch you next one.